Hi everybody, this is Carrie Ann with Stampin' on the Bright Side, and Tuesday, my last video was Tuesday's blog entry, and I made, hang on a second, let me grab it. I made this card, and I realized when I finished it that, and I went to go find the materials, that these were actually all celebration materials, almost all, like the lily pad, the paper, the DSP, and yeah, that was all celebration material. So it's not anything you have access to, and I felt really bad, but I mean, I wanted to, the technique was good, and the card turned out pretty, and you can make a card similar to this with other materials. So I wanted to go ahead and use it, but I said that I would do another video using current materials. And so what I did is today's card is going to be a little bit of a ramped up version of that one for tomorrow's blog, or the one you're seeing now, for 3D Thursday. So it starts out like this, which is very similar. Let me grab that card again. Similar layout, current materials. Okay, the paper is going to be retiring. Everything else, actually, I think these might be retiring too. I have to double check that. I'll just check later and let you know on my blog, okay? And then when you open this one up, I just have just one of the little lilies right here. Little lily pad flowers, whatever they're called, okay? And on this one, I forgot to put, hang on. I forgot the whole point of this card. You'll see in just a second. Okay. All right, here we go. So when you open this one, ta-da! I know you've probably seen some of these before, but this is the first time I've ever done this. And actually, when I made it on my live, I didn't include this banner, but I felt like something was missing. And so I went ahead and included it for this card that I'm going to make in just a minute. And I went ahead and made an extra one and added it to Monday's card. All right, so that's what we're going to be working on today. So the materials that we're going to need, of course, is Bonanza Buddies, which, like I said, it's on the last chance list. So I feel like that means it's retiring, but I don't remember. Yeah, I think it is, because I don't remember seeing this in the new catalog at all. So this and the dies are both retiring. So it is still available. Get it while you can, though, okay? And so, hang on. So there is this stamp set, which creates all of these little guys right here. So each of these, this is a lion. And then it has dies to cut all these pieces out as well. And then there was paper that is still available right now that, let me grab it real quick. I have lots of little scrap pieces, but the paper, you've seen this before because I've done this. If you've watched my videos before, I've done at least one card with this. So really cute paper, but the dies also, the lion does not cut out. I fussy cutted my lion out. You'll see in just a few minutes, but you can cut a toucan out with the dies and a koala. You need the one that doesn't have any materials. So he cuts out with the dies also, okay? And that's what we're using today. We're going to use all three of them. Because like I said, we're just going all out with this card. All right, so we're also using this rectangle right here from, this is the rectangle, what is this one called? This is called Rectangle Stitched Framelits. We are also using the second to largest stitched oval die, and I don't know what size this is, but it's just the corresponding scallop from the layering ovals. Okay, and I've actually already cut all the pieces except for this one out, so I'll do that in a few minutes. And let me pull out the pieces so I can give you measurements. And we are going to be stamping some things in just a minute too. Okay, so I'll cut that out in just a minute. So the base of the card, so many little pieces, is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored at 4.25, sorry, 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and use my bone folder to make the crease really tight. Then the first layer is, and this is Grapefruit Grove. This is also retiring. I don't even know if it's available anymore. This was really popular paper, and then when they announced that it was retired, well, we knew it was retiring. When it got close to retirement time, people started really stocking up on it. So I had already stocked up on it, so I have tons, but you might want to go ahead and order some. Calypso Coral would also work really well with this too. So, I mean, don't be sad if you can't get it. There are lots of colors that work with this paper. Look at all the colors in that paper. Tons of colors to use for the base. All right, Bermuda Bay is not leaving. And so this is cut at, I lost my notes. Hang on. I took notes to help me because there's lots and lots of layers. All right, so first layer, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Second layer is Whisper White, and it is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. The next layer is back to Grapefruit Grove. It goes all the way from edge to edge on the white, so it's 5 1/4, and then it is 2 1/2. And then there's a layer of Designer Series paper that also goes all the way to the edge, so it's 5 1/4 by 2 3/8, just under the half, 2 lines underneath the half mark. And then we have a piece of Whisper White to cut out the rectangle, which I will do in just a minute. I have a piece of Coastal Cabana for my banner. I have 2 pieces of Designer Series paper to match the front. You don't have to match the front. You could actually do a different pattern on the inside if you wanted to, but they are cut at 4 1/4 by 4, I'm sorry, 5 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then they are scored in portrait with the top on the left hand side if you have directional patterns. We wanted the balloons up, so if you have a directional pattern, up is on the left. Score it every inch, so 1 2 3 and 4. You'll have a 1/4 inch piece down here so that you can form the little boxes on the inside. You're going to do that to both of these, okay? And then I did, here's the layering oval, scalloped oval, there's the stitched piece, and then I have my 3 cute little guys. So here's the banner that goes on the inside. My 3 cute little guys right here. I have hats for them. You know, I just noticed this. I cut it for this, but I kind of like that. Oops, I kind of like that one. I might do that one. We'll have to see. And then this one. And I don't know which one I'm going to do on which one. I haven't decided yet. And then I have 3 little foofs to go on their hats. 3 cute little foofs. I'll mix and match those later. Okay, so now I've spent a lot of time. I've spent like 7 minutes just talking about the card. So I'm going to move pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and cut that rectangle out and get it out of the way and start stamping. So let me grab that. And then I'm just going to start layering, and I'll be jabbering as I go. Like I always do. Okay, so cut this rectangle out. I love these rectangle dies. They leave, you'll see in just a second. So the piece that cuts out is going to have stitching around the edge, but the negative, the piece that's left behind, is going to have stitching around the opening. So you can create stitched windows with these also. Oops. I should have put that in kind of diagonally. I don't know why I didn't. I knew better. It's easier if you diagonal cut with these. Okay, so stitched around the edge here, and then this is also stitched around the edge, so it's double stitched. Really cool. Really cool effect. Okay, and like I said, I cut everything else out, and thank goodness, because like it's already taking a long time just to do the card with all the pieces cut out. So this is one that you could maybe prep ahead of time. I've done that before too. I'm going to go ahead and use my snail. No, I'm not. I'm using my liquid glue because these are cut so that they go close to the edge, and I want a little bit of give. It stresses me out when I lay a card down and it's really super wonky and there's nothing I can do about it because I used tape runner. This I can moosh around a little bit. There we go, to make sure I get it down correctly. Okay, so really you're just laying down the layers. There's not a lot. Actually, I want to stamp this one first. So this down at the bottom of this one has a sentiment stamped, and it's Let's Celebrate You. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll glue it down. Oops, I need my pad. These are photopolymer, so I want to use a pad for that. Okay. And then we're also going to hold it down for just a few seconds to make sure that the ink soaks in really well. Okay. It might be a little bit too blurry. I probably over inked it, but I think it's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere that down. This was so cute. So this was part of my Monday's live, and I kind of just had a vague idea that I wanted to do a card like this with the inside like it was, but I had never done one before. And so, I mean, like, it took probably close to 2 hours of just jabbering and what should I do? And you know how it is. But I love how it turned out. Really excited that I did it. So just watching YouTube videos, and I mean, took, you know, ideas from other people, but really came up with the layout and everything on my own. I was happy with that. I love it when I kind of create my own and not just copy somebody else's. Although, sometimes you can't improve on somebody else's. I just try to give credit where it's due if I can remember who it is. I really should get better about writing people's names down so I can give them credit for their work. Although, to be honest, you don't know if that's even their design or if they got their inspiration from somebody else or got the design from somebody else and just used different colors too. All right, make sure I get these on right side up. Moving right along. Yeah, so I mean, like the first few minutes of just talking about it, yeah, that took a while, but still okay. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move on to the inside pieces real quick. All right, so I know I want to stamp. On this one, I stamped Happy Birthday, but I think I like this sentiment. I think I want to stamp this one. It says, I'm glad it's your birthday. I can tell you how wonderful you are. Or so I can tell you how wonderful you are. I think I want to do that. So hopefully I'll get this right and I won't have to recut this because we're not going to have a lot of time. Sorry about my camera wiggling. My stand is not very secure apparently. Okay. Hope I didn't mush it a little bit. I didn't put my pad. So we'll see how this turns out. Please, 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 please. Oh, it's okay. Okay. All right. So let's just make sure we put the pad for the next one. Okay. So we're also going to stamp these packages, these two right here. Let's get my pad under here this time. Okay. So we're going to stamp with, that was, by the way, that was Memento Tuxedo Black. And we're going to stamp this package in Daffodil Delight, and then we're going to stamp the ribbon in Calypso Coral. Those are both colors that are in this paper. Okay. I always get quiet when I stamp. I'm going to pull this guy off and just set him right there. I'll clean him up later. All right. Ooh, different color. Sorry about reaching. I love these. They're so cute. Try not to get my head in the shot if I can. Not perfect, but good. It'll be fine. I'm good with it. Okay. Pretty good with it. Okay, let's do this one. Whoops. Oh no. That was close. All right, so we're going to do the lighter color. So this is Coastal Cabana, and then we're going to do the ribbon with Bermuda Bay. Push it down, hold it down for a few seconds. Pretty good. Okay. And we'll do Bermuda Bay. Okay, here we go. Well, I kind of just let it down and then like had no choice. It worked out though. Good. I didn't mean to put it down. I was still trying to move it around, and then I realized, uh-oh, I did actually lay it down. Okay, so this part's done. I'm going to use, that's all the stamping that I'm doing, so I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. I need now, let's set those aside. Let's go ahead and start working on this part. Okay, so this part we're going to use the bone folder if I can find it. We're going to fold on all the score lines, and like I said, they're just scored with the top on the left hand side, and they're scored at every inch, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that leaves you this little quarter inch piece down here at the bottom. Now I did see somebody who did a card similar to this a while back and did not have an overlap, and she did it. But to me, it just seemed like she struggled a little bit with getting it to stick the way she wanted it to. And I just thought, yeah, I think it'll be easier if you just have, if you go ahead and stick, go ahead and fold this piece up and glue it to itself and then stick it in the card. She just glued as she went. And I just, like, I didn't want to risk it. So I'm going to use tear and tape for this. Okay. Tear and tape can be tricky. You have to get it lined up. Okay, so far so good. It's getting off track a little bit, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Tear. Thank you. You're called tear and tape. You're supposed to tear. Alright. Then this one. And then we're going to place more tear and tape for the next step after this, but we're going to do it in a minute. Because this is only the second time I've ever done this, so I want to make sure that I lay it in the right place. I'm going to use my take your pick tool. Okay, we're going to start on this end instead. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold this over and fold this on that. And so I have this piece right here, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And then same thing here, fold this over. Okay. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this part right here where the seam is the bottom, and it's going to go to the back. And so I'm going to put tear and tape. So here's my seam. I'm going to put 2 strips here and 2 strips here. Where to go? Here it is. Okay, so all right, one there. One there. Here. And here. And this card seems very complicated. It really is not complicated. And there. Okay. And so I'm going to pull those, and we're going to go ahead and place this one in. I hope this works. Because the first one was great, and you know how you do this, the one, like you have beginner's luck, you know, and then you're just like riding the high of it, and then you try to do it again, and it takes like 5 more times to get it right. So let's just see how this is going to work. So I'm going to open up my card, and basically, if I can hold it correctly, this is going to be, I'm going to lay this one down right here. I don't want it like exactly on, just like right below. I think I have it over a little bit to the left. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna lay that down, and when I pick it up, there we go. That's exactly what I want right there. Okay, so now I want to lay this one down. I want 2 strips that, where's the back? I want 2 strips so I can lay it on the bottom, but I only want it to attach it on either end here. So, so this is going to be my bottom, and then this is going to be this is going to touch the other one, or be attached to the other one. So I'm just going to, so I don't forget that, I'm just going to tear off a couple of small pieces and lay them here on either end. Okay. Okay, that was more awkward than it had to be. Okay, I need to go ahead and do another small piece right here. Maybe. All right, we'll see how that works. And right there, and that's our bottom. Okay, so I'm kind of quiet. I'm sorry for that. Trying to concentrate. I'm trying to think in my head. Like I don't know why this is overlapped the way it is. I just apparently, I think it's going to be okay though. It's going to be fine. It's making me nervous though. Come on, like let this come up. There we go. All right. I think it will be fine. So most of you know I'm a teacher. We're starting to gear down a little bit. We're just trying to gather work from kids that haven't worked so far. It's kind of frustrating. Our biggest concern, I mean, I realize parents are having a hard time. We understand that. We've been very understanding about it. We're also just trying to make sure that our students aren't struggling when they get to the next grade level next year. Perfect. That came out perfectly. Okay, so that's where the gift card is going to go. That's why I didn't glue attach the these two boxes or whatever they're called, except on the ends. That way the gift card slides in and out right there. Perfect. Love it. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and finish this up, because now we're about 20 minutes in, but that's okay. We're almost done. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this down with liquid glue. And see, this is a piece of scrap I stamped on. which is perfectly fine. I mean, use what you have. Don't waste materials. There's no sense in wasting materials. Okay, and lay that down right there. We're going to go ahead and glue him down. I'm just going to glue him down the middle. And we're just going to stick him on here and leave room for the hat at the top. And I'm going to use a glue dot to attach the hat. If I can find my glue dots. Come on, come on, come on. Time is a-wasting. All right, so hat. What hat did I use with him? I used the orange one. Where are my hats? Oh, here they are. Sorry, I'm about to have a panic attack over the hats. Okay, I'm just going to glue about halfway. And then I'm going to fold under. And then stick it on top of his head. And then he had, I think this, yeah, he had this foof. I'm going to use a glue dot for that also. And glue it off to one end. And then stick it on. Come on, not my finger. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and dimensional this. I think I'm going to put 4. So it doesn't wobble back like side to side. I'm trying to save all my side pieces so I can use them on, so when I do things for like students and the teachers, some teachers keep the stuff they make and some teachers throw them out. So I like to use good materials, but I don't like, you know, like if I can get a little bit out of my adhesive by using scrappy pieces that are still pretty, I do that. Okay, so now all we have left to do is I'm going to go ahead and adhere, I need to punch this out with the triple banner punch and get my banner on either side. Okay, what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use, I think I'm just going to use my snail for that, because that's not hard to get down. Okay, and we'll just lay it down. Is it long enough? Is it even long enough? I don't think it's long enough. Oh no. Okay, I have to cut another piece. Hang on. How wide? Okay, give me just a second. Sorry about that, but it will just take, literally will just take for just a couple of seconds. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, instead of going all the way in, I'm just going to go to where I can just see it. And do that on both ends, and then if I have to go a little further, I will. Okay, nope, that looks good. And then this will lay, I don't know if you can see that. So here, this will go right here. This will lay on top of it. That's perfect. All right, now I'll just keep that other one for a different card. I have a lot of scraps from this paper set, from cutting all these pieces out of this DSP. So I will definitely be making some more cards with this paper. I think I just glued that on top. Yes, I did. Okay, if you can see, I'm trying to hold this open and center at the same time. Hopefully that will work. All right, and I'm looking at my card. I'm going to put a couple of glue dots at the top of this on either end. I'm not going to do both. I'm not going to do all 4 triangles. I'm just going to put one on the top of this end, and I think I might hold off on this one. Let's just go ahead and glue this down. So I want to get it where I want it. That's good. All right, and then I'll just go ahead and now I'll pick up a glue dot on this one. Come on. Maybe. Sorry, my arms are in the way. Or my arm. Okay, that's good. All right, now we're going to put the lion. I'm going to use liquid glue for him. I'm going to put a dab on his tail. And if I remember right, I just kind of stuck him. Let's see. Yeah, I stuck him so that he's just kind of standing up in the back right here. So we'll just lay him right there, put his tail right there. Ooh, there's going to be a little bit of glue there. I may have to get my glue eraser out. All right, and then what hat did I give him? I gave him the green hat, so I'm going to give him this one. Again, I'm just going to use, oh, if I can get the hat picked up, I'm just going to use a glue dot. And actually, I can put it wherever I want to because he has a lot of mane for the hat. All right, and then he got the Bermuda Bay foof for his hat. and stick that on. I feel like I want to put a glue dot in there too, underneath of that. It's not sticking to the paper like I want it. Okay, got it. All right, now Koala Bear is all we have left. I'm gonna go ahead and stick his hat. I'm gonna do that trick again where I do about half. Okay, and then I'm just gonna fold it under so it will stick just to the top of his head and not have a bunch of glue hanging out. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on one end of the foof, one side of it, and then glue that side to the hat. Okay, and there is a little bit of the glue dot hanging over, so I'm going to get my embossing buddy out and powder up that adhesive so I don't end up gluing my card shut part way. All right, and then he's just going to get stuck right there. So I'm going to liquid glue him on just from like the waist down. That's good. And he just goes right there. Let's hold him for a couple of seconds. And we'll put the gift card back in if I can find it. There it is. There we go. How cute. Okay, so I love this layout. And this layout, this is part of the layout. So this is one of the cards from the class, my May class. And so obviously I kind of like this layout in general. This has less layers than this does. We may see this one again in a different, maybe a different pattern, some of the new stuff. I just got one of my new boxes, one of my boxes of pre-order from the new catalog came in today. And yeah, so I'll be opening that on my live tonight, and then I have another one due on next Tuesday, May 26th, I believe it is. Okay, all right. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget to come see me at carrieannkinky.stampinup.net. My blog is stampinonthebrightside.blogspot.com, and then my Facebook page is fb.me/stampinonthebrightside. Come and visit me. Bye.